much. And then there's no problem, but if you're just trying to imagine, what's 50 feet look like? I'm imagining 50 foot looks like this. Oh, what's 150 feet?
Oh, yeah, I should have done that. Well, I'm gonna see if we can't meet on this Friday, and I'd like to argue with him over the HTTP thing on how to access it. If he's got
Taking the control from me and say, what are you doing? He says, you know, Dave, I really would like to make it over that obstacle with those trees out there.
Right.
Hi, Dave.
Hi, Jennifer, how you doing?
I'm good.
Hi, Jim.
Good evening, Dave. How are you?
I love this guy because nothing phases me. That's cool. When I got down, I looked at it like that. And I really struck. And I probably would have wound up porpoising. So he says, ease back. He's back, and the third time he took it, he eased it back himself.
When does he say
That day.
damn it, he's back? That's when you know he's excited, right?
He does, this guy, he's on 10 word, he's amazing.
Well, this is
That's why I
this
like
coming
him.
Friday.
Yeah,
He's the
yeah.
kind of instructor I always wanted to be. That's good.
Yeah.
Want to sit over here in the middle, or in the middle, or?
I can see everybody, almost.
Well,
Chief's covering chief, who's covering,
Earlier, we would have had you bright and shiny on the camera, because it was on.
Thank God.
Thought about that. At least this way you can't see the profile side. Well, good evening. Welcome to the November 8th Washougal City Council Workshop Meeting. Jennifer, could you call the roll?
Sure. I'm hiding up here tonight with all the paperwork, so. Councilmember Costin,
Here.
Councilmember McDaniel,
Here.
Councilmember Shoemaker,
Here,
Councilmember Delavar,
Present.
Councilmember Greenlee,
here.
Councilmember Morris,
Here.
and Councilmember Russell.
Thank you. With that, we are at the point in the agenda for any comments from the public. Anyone from the public that would like to address the council this evening? Yes,
I think he's for everybody.
wonderful. Carolyn, if you could just stand and give your name and address, so that hopefully we can.
Sherry and Wright, you can pass this around in case my 3 minutes quits before I do. Sherry and Wright, 35514 Southeast Sunset View Road in Washougal, of course. I'm addressing a couple of issues here tonight. First is the construction agreement, UTO 1516 for SR14. And so I have my questions in red, so it'll be easier to spot them. My question is the 25% overrun or the cost that exceeds 60,000 or 4051, how will these extra costs be funded? It says the 48,000 is budgeted. I'm not sure if that's this year or next year. And then when will the construction begin at the mileposts that were called out, 1193 and 1554? I did some research online, and SR 14, the project was supposed to start this year. They're just having meetings right now. So the information in the agreement kind of has rates going up till June of next year. And it's just kind of a feeling, I don't believe that they'll start construction and we'll have those costs remain for us. I think the costs are going to increase. And then my question was, what was the cost of Wallace Engineering letter? Have a seat. Then the other construction agreement of 519, let's say, if the costs exceed 56,754.84, it'll be modified into Exhibit B. And so when I'm looking at the agreement, it's in subsection 3.2, it says the work being performed under this agreement does not meet the requirements of MoDOT, accounting manual, blah, blah, blah. So my concern is we're not meeting certain criteria because based on my note down below, this expense is a betterment and not a mandate. And so this is something I think Washougal wants to do to make bigger, better pipes, I think for future development. But my feeling is, why can't this money be used for water, sewer, utility expenses instead of raising the water sewer rates? So it's just a place I'm looking at where I don't think it's advantageous to use that amount of money right now for that project. That's not mandatory. And then on the current utility rates, I did a comparison of Camas to Washougal, and you can see that. And Washougal, of course, is raising their rates quite a bit more. And then the term bi-monthly, in looking it up in the dictionary, because I get confused on this and I know why. Because it means twice a month or every other month, basically. So I think we should come up with an alternative term. When we say bi-monthly, it isn't twice a month, or is it every other month? And we should probably say every 2 months or whatever to avoid confusion. Well, it's confusing to me, maybe other people, I know they think, they know it's every other month. But it's just a confusing term. And then on the budget, there's an error on the summary sheet. It says the budget was available on October the 25th, and that's not true. It wasn't available until October the 27th to the public. For parks, it was stated that service to the parks was going to be reduced. This is, I'm referring to the budget. However, the agreement with Dog Paws indicates a weekly mowing and waste disposal. Is that gonna change? And what does this service cost the city?
You're gonna need to speed up quickly.
Okay, well, my council has it. So property revenue, I would like to know what the assessor's 2011 projections were for Washougal, if that's what we're using as a projection in our budget, because I think that we've overestimated our revenue. Traffic cop, I think this should be dropped because it's an extra expense for Washougal. Camas considered it an extra expense, therefore I believe what Camas says as well. Statistics, we don't have any statistics in our budget. Looking at Camas's budget, they got every little detail of where that money went. So I would like to see that. Errors in the budget.
Thank you, Mrs.
On
Wright.
page
Are we okay if we just add this?
27 and 28, yeah. And everything is in here, so this is for council because there's a lot of errors.
Thank you.
Any other members of the public that wish to?
Yes, Don Bowman, 32934 Southeast 20th, Southeast 20th Street. I guess I'm here just to support you folks in good decision-making. And to really accomplish good decision-making, you have to have a thorough analysis. So in that respect, I'm supporting one of your council members, Jennifer McDaniels, and I hope you all would. I think she asked for some baseline information on what it costs to run the current system, which to me seems very pragmatic and very practical. I would say that it's very difficult, if not impossible, to do an adequate analysis if everything is one big ball. You gotta break it up into what does it cost to operate, and I think as she was talking about here a little bit, what are the other parts? Is it a capital investment? Is it replacement? But what is it? And once you break it up into the parts, then you can take a look at it for different alternatives. But if you have one big ball, how do you look at it as alternative? And here again, I would like to reiterate, I think, if you get to the place where you have an operating cost, then I think you should look at what it would cost to have that done on the outside. And but you'll be able to. It's not just one big ball, it's all or nothing. So I certainly would support that, and by the way, has she got her information that she requested?
I believe staff is prepared to bring that forward this morning, or this afternoon, yes.
Good. The only other thing I would like, besides supporting her, I would like to support Larry over there. You know, maybe if we had 3 minutes of comments in the morning, or in the morning, now you got me doing it.